Yeah, we're live. Hey guys. So, very special episode with a very special guest who is not Slim. Well, he is slim, but he's not Slim.
I am slim, but not the Slim.
This is Pat. Hi, Pat.
Hey.
So, Pat is well, I'll let you tell them what you do at comiXology.
I am a marketer here at comiXology, and I do a lot of marketing.
Yes. Slim is... I actually don't know where he is. He just wandered off.
Yeah, I think I saw him going into the bathroom at some point, and he couldn't get out. I don't know.
Oh, well, we'll send someone to check on him later. And Kiwi is in Seattle. So, I was like, you guys should get to know some more comiXologists. And Pat's like one of our favorite people, so now he can be one of your favorite people too.
One of my favorite people as well, so it all works out.
Okay, first thing we have to talk about.
Thor versus Hulk.
Was that my line?
Yeah, well,
I'm really bad at lines.
Because you had the glove. But
Sorry, no.
Number two.
Thor versus Hulk number 2, comiXology original, out today. Very exciting. Oh, there's Matt. He likes your shirt.
Oh, thanks, Matt.
Do you like Thor versus Hulk number 2? Who would you think would win? Thor or Hulk?
Well, I don't want to give away any spoilers because it is a comiXology original, so we might know a thing or two around here. But
we don't know anything. Let's be real.
They
don't tell us anything.
Maybe it would definitely be close.
Yeah.
But I think Thor would pull it out in the end.
I know, right? Because Thor's a god.
Yeah, he's got the hammer.
Yeah.
Hulk's strong, but no hammer.
Also, they're friends, so it would be like play fighting, and in the end, they would just call
Talk
it a day.
Out,
yeah.
Like this. This is exactly like this.
Yeah.
Play fighting. But more exciting, and you should definitely check it out.
Yes. It is available in comiXology Unlimited for our readers in the U.S., and otherwise you could just buy it. All right, so speaking of things that you can buy, what are you reading today?
Oh, yeah. So this week I already read a few comics today.
Look, we have someone who checks us out from Croatia.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
I heard the beaches were...
That's what I said last time.
Oh, really?
We're totally going to have a Croatia Comic Con on the beach. That's the plan.
Are we doing that?
I mean, we should do that.
Let's find some budget for that.
We need to make that happen.
Need to do
Culture
that.
Club.
Oh, yeah. That's happening. If Gio will host us.
Yeah. Could be the guest of honor.
Aloha.
This is Pat. You missed his introduction. He's a really cool marketing person.
I'm slim, but not slim.
Yeah.
Today.
Not slim.
So the first and one of the my surprise favorite book of the week so far, out of the 3 books that I read so far this week, is the Samurai Jack Quantum Jack number 1. And so the premise, are you familiar with the Samurai Jack TV show?
No.
At all? It's a great show.
Is that Fabian Rangel Jr.?
Yes, it is.
Oh, see, I love this team. Johnson Cadwell, what's his first name? Oh my gosh. Yes, Warwick Johnson Cadwell. I love this team.
The art is beautiful.
They do Helena Crash, which is one of my favorites. Right. So now that I know that they're on this other book, I will definitely check that out based on the creative team alone. Yeah,
the creative team is great, and the story... So the interesting thing about the TV show Samurai Jack is that it's very... it's lacking in dialogue. Mm-hmm. It's very stylistic.
Mikey P says you need a code name.
Would you be willing to give me a code name?
How about Samurai Pat?
Samurai Pat? Does that sound...
Samurai Pat.
That's pretty good, yeah.
That's pretty good.
All right. Basically, the show is a very stylized show. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of dialogue. So it's kind of hard to emulate, in my opinion. All right, I used to think in comic book form.
Yeah.
So there's been a comic book running for a while, a Samurai Jack comic, that actually does a great job of sort of translating that style into a book. Mm-hmm. The interesting thing about this book is that it's actually it's called Quantum Jack, and it's like a quantum leap style. Instead of jumping through time, he's jumping through alternate realities.
Cool. Okay.
So this first issue is he's the leader of a samurai kind of futuristic biker gang of assassins / bounty hunters.
This sounds a lot like Helena Crash.
Yeah, it's kind of a similar vibe.
Yeah.
Too. But during not to give anything away, but he sort of starts remembering his real life, and it's very sort of quantum leapish.
Cool.
So it doesn't really. This first issue is very much an introduction, but I'm very excited to see where it goes because I think they could do a lot of like cool things with different realities, and the character is obviously great.
I'm going to check that out. Good recommendation. Well, okay. So speaking of awesome creative teams and beautiful art, Mirror is back by Emma Rios and Wei Lim. I love this book. You guys know this is one of my all-time favorite books. It was one of my picks of the year last year. It's issue 8. So in the first story arc, it was about these colonists on an asteroid, and they're experimenting with these sentient creatures there and the magic that they can sort of harness. And then we see another storyline about a kind of well, it's not new. I mean, it's continuing, but yes, definitely plunk your money down for Mirror because it's gorgeous. So the colonists have gone back to their like homeland, and they're kind of like sorting things out because they have all of the these creatures with them, and it's just. I'm going to show you a few pages of this.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
The artwork is this like spectacular sort of diffused color palette, watercolors. There's these fantastical creatures, sort of like human hybrid creatures, and it's a really, really gorgeous book about identity and what it means to be human and what it means to be sort of to have a kind of responsibility to one another.
Cool.
Gorgeous book in every single way. Andy, I'm so glad to put this on your radar because it's incredible. So definitely go check out Mirror.
Can you show is that a wraparound cover?
It is a wraparound
really
cover.
Pretty.
Yeah.
It's a really, really beautiful cover.
Look at that. Like, all of the books are like this. They're just so gorgeous. You have to check them out.
Can't wait to read that.
Yes.
And which issue?
This is number 8.
Number 8? Okay.
So, like, there's like a whole couple of arcs that you should definitely start at the beginning because it really sets up the characters and the world. It's a very fantastical world. I think that Emma Rios and Wei Lim, they don't really separate out like who's doing the writing and who's doing the artwork. Like they're a very entwined creative team because, as you know,
wow.
Emma is an artist
Right, yeah.
as well. So it's just beautifully put together book.
Cool.
One of my favorites.
It looks amazing. I actually really, really want to jump in there, but
Here you go.
I should probably read the other ones first.
What else you got?
I also read a couple of Star Wars books out this week. Captain Phasma,
Yes.
number 2,
This is so exciting.
part of the Journey to the Last Jedi sort of like initiative that Marvel's doing and LucasArts is doing in general across many mediums.
Right.
So this is issue number 2. The first issue takes place basically right after where we left her in The Force Awakens, which, assuming that many of our viewers
Oh my god,
Wow.
Matt needs to like seek psychological help
well, that's why I'm here. Actually, we didn't want to say anything, but
because no one should ship anyone with Vader. Like, and that's coming from me. And
I'd have to agree with that.
I mean,
There's a lot of other, possibilities, but not Vader.
Yeah,
But-
IDW is, in fact, on the back of the
yeah.
Samurai Jack was an ad for
Yeah.
the Star Wars Adventures book that IDW is doing. So
Yeah.
like Star Wars is all over the place.
Yeah, and
Sorry to interrupt you.
oh no,
Pat.
not at all. So this book, this series basically is bridging the gap between Force Awakens and Last Jedi as far as like Captain Phasma's story goes. The first issue takes place right after we see her get like potentially thrown into the trash compactor on Starkiller Base. Obviously, I love Star Wars, so I was very interested in what was going to happen. And it's actually, I thought it was going to be sort of like a cookie cutter story of like, oh, here she goes, like point A, point B, like just exposition for her character, which we need because she had like
She had
nothing in
nothing
the
to
movie.
do, and she was so cool looking.
Yeah, so I think actually these 2 books so far have actually given me a lot of hope for her character going forward. And I think the focus on her here and sort of like putting a lot more into her character, even just like in this comic, is making me think that she's going to be used like really well in The Last Jedi. So she's sort of going off on an adventure here that takes her from Starkiller Base to like tracking down a traitor that may have had a part in the resistance. Mm-hmm. You know what happens in The Force Awakens. Should I spoil it?
Sure. Force Awakens spoiler incoming.
They blow up the Death Star again. Yeah. So there may have been a traitor involved, we find out, and she's tracking them, and she kind of deputizes a sidekick, which is really interesting.
Huh.
And, not for nothing, there's a big reveal. She takes her helmet off.
Ooh.
But it's not what you expect.
Uh-oh.
That's all I'll say about that.
That's intriguing.
Yeah, so issue 2 was very, very interesting to me.
Kelly Thompson is writing that, right? She was doing the Gem books.
Yeah.
And
but she isn't anymore, right?
I think the Gem books ended, or they've
like a spin-off?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually not totally up on that the catalog, but I'm pretty sure wasn't there like a Gem spinoff recently?
Well, there's the Misfits.
Oh yeah,
and then there's the Gem Infinite. There's so much Gem, you guys, and it's pretty great. Like, you should check it out if you're into neon. Okay, so first of all, Slim. What we are discussing here is a no TP. That is the official term for it. No TP. And yes, I'm totally judging you, and you should be used to that by now because we've been working together for like 2 years. Second of all, I do not think I have seen those cartoons, Andy. Okay, were they?
Oh no, I heard about those. Yeah, I haven't seen them.
Huh.
But I definitely wanted to check it out.
Yeah.
It's not just Rey. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, it's there's other women in the Star Wars universe that they follow.
All right, I'm gonna look for those.
Are those called Star Wars Adventures? Maybe Andy knows.
Maybe Andy knows. Tell us if you know, Andy. So, and Marco Cicchetto has done a lot of Star Wars art in Marvel recently, so, that's a good team.
It definitely follows with their, minis. Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll definitely check that out. I try to keep, like, all very on top of the Star Wars canon.
Did you read the Star Wars annual that came out?
Not that on top, because I haven't read this yet.
Maybe because I stole it off of
that
your
might
desk
be why.
Before you could read it.
I felt like I had to diversify a little bit before I jumped right into the Star Wars.
I mean, I had to grab this because Michael Walsh does the art, and he's one of my favorite inkers, like, in the universe. And
I love the cover.
I know, right?
Like, as soon as I saw it in the store, I was, like, totally struck.
And Jason Latour wrote it, and I mean, who doesn't love Jason Latour, right? So, basically, it's like the classic sort of like Han and Leia caper, where Han is really cocky and arrogant, and Leia's like, why am I the only person on this planet who is capable of saving everyone's butts, which I'm gonna do because that's what I do. And then Han, like, very sheepishly appreciates it, and she's like, we're good guys.
Classic
That's
Star Wars.
what we do. And it was awesome. And something that I really liked about this, so I think that Michael Walsh, in addition to being, like, my favorite inker, I'm pretty sure is also doing the colors. And I love the color palette because it actually is very not Star Wars to me. Like, it branches out. It's a little more, I don't know, it's, I guess, a little more bright, and they're on this planet that is where there's a lot of blues and a lot of purples, and then the oranges really pop. And I don't know, I just it's something that I noticed.
Yeah, I think it's interesting you say that too, because not only being a little bit different from Star Wars in general, but I think Marvel, with a lot of the current Star Wars book, is sort of having like a bit of a house style, which I think
definitely
is really good, and it does like convey that like Star Warsiness very well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like something like this looks,
it's really different.
Yeah, it looks really pretty, and it doesn't take away from, you know, that like, oh, is it Star Wars anymore kind of feeling. It still gives you the same like Star Wars feeling, but in like a new way. It's really cool. So
check it out. Michael Walsh. You should just like go look for Michael Walsh in our catalog because his other work is great. He's done one of my favorites is Secret Avengers.
Oh yeah,
that Alice Cott wrote.
Oh really?
Yeah, from like a few years ago. It's really good. Anyway, what else we got?
Let's see. Oh, you read this too, right?
Oh, of course.
The Bitch Planet Triple Feature number 4.
I love these. I love these little mini stories. It's such a great way to flesh out the world.
Yeah, so actually I haven't been keeping up with the triple feature stories, and this is the first one I've read, and now I need to go back and read the other ones, because these are really amazing.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you're a fan of Bitch Planet, you know, they don't have the most consistent publishing schedule.
Right, yeah.
For really good reasons, but it's still, you know, like, you miss it.
Yeah.
And so these triple feature books that they've been doing, they're just like these little mini stories. And what I love about them is that you could just jump in and, like, read them. You don't have to start from triple feature number 1 necessarily.
Totally.
B, it gives other creators a chance to kind of play in the world that Kelly Sue and Val DeLandro have created.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I really love what, like, people are doing with it. I mean, it's interesting because it can be, like, from all aspects of the universe. It doesn't really have to tie into the book at all.
Right. It just tells you more, like, about the culture of the society, or a little bit more about the rules. It shows you the women, you know, and the kind of gives you more about their lives.
Yeah, the first story in here I actually enjoyed because of sort of how much of a commentary it was on sports culture, without giving away too much, while, like, still remaining in that sci-fi world.
Because you'll remember there's this sport that the inmates are kind of conscripted into playing. Right. It's really dangerous, and it kind of sparks the insurrection that ends up happening in the second arc of the book.
And it's a pretty clear, like, football allegory,
right.
But, like, it's interesting because they do this entire story on basically one player's career, and sort of, like, the ups and downs in his personal life or their personal life, and, like, basically it mirrors a lot of what we see in real life sports commentary. I used to a lot more.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of the reasons that are sort of alluded to in this in this issue, I think I sort of stopped, which I found, like, actually very, very interesting about this, and especially in the context of Bitch Planet.
So you watched football? That was your sport?
That was one of the sports. That's one of the sports I don't watch anymore.
Right,
but,
right.
Yeah.
Because Slim is a big wrestling fan.
Yeah. I knew that.
Yeah.
I'm not a big wrestling person, but I do enjoy the occasional wrestling bout. I like, I certainly like the theatrics, I have to say. It's pretty fun.
I'm more into gymnastics.
I like gymnastics.
Yeah. Ooh, you want to do fantasy gymnastics?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, college gymnastics has an NCAA
I had
fantasy
no idea.
league.
Really? Mm-hmm. How do the points work?
I'll explain it to you after the show.
Yeah, that's maybe it.
Yeah. But,
That's very interesting. I didn't know.
Yeah. Sorry, no one reminded me to move my mouse. Fortunately, I remembered before my laptop went to sleep.
Close, yeah.
It's
close,
close, yeah.
One.
All right, well, let's do one more.
What else do we have?
I have America number 7, and I wanted to mention it because America, first of all. Second of all, there's some interior pages by Jen Bartel, and it's like this beautiful, like, universe origin story that is, like, it's spectacular. It is so spectacular and beautiful. If you are a fan of Jen Bartel, you have to get this book. I know that this is Gabby Rivera's first time writing comics, and I just think that she's jumped right in. She's gotten the hang of it. This book tells a lot of origin stories. It tells the universe origin story. It explains about America's family and about her past, and it does it so beautifully. Like, my favorite thing about this book is how it just highlights so many different aspects of the, like, interiority of women at different moments in their lives and the kind of sacrifices that they make for each other. I don't know. It's just such an affirming, beautiful book. I have to move so that my black t-shirt goes over the comment. You guys know the deal.
Is America
ending anytime soon?
Could be as much as say April.
I'm not sure if it's ending anytime soon.
Yeah, I think it's an ongoing.
It's an ongoing.
Without a final issue date announced at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think that what's really special about this book is the way that it has just totally focused on different relationships between women. And, you know, like, that might not be really, like, super gripping to everyone. There is definitely action, but it isn't as action-packed as a team book would be,
Right.
like A-Force. So, you know, if you're looking for, like, a more straightforward superhero book, it might just not, like, move fast enough for you. Runaways is ending at 6? Where'd you hear that? Oh, no, we need to look into
Wait,
that.
is that true?
We're, like,
I hope
both gonna
that's not
cry.
true.
We're both gonna cry as soon as we're done with this video.
Oh, can we look that up?
Yeah, we're gonna go look. We're gonna get the intern on that one. That's frustrating because Runaways actually did make me cry. Number 1.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't end.
I know. Gosh.
That's a great recommendation, though, and it's nice to. I'm definitely going to check this out.
Yeah.
Probably after work today.
Awesome. Well, here.
But
have
thank
that
you.
one. Speaking of work,
Oh,
we probably should get back to work. I know, right?
we have to.
Well,
I forgot that.
that you have a
work,
job,
yeah.
and it's not just reading comics.
Well,
I know.
I guess all good things have to come to an end sometimes.
Well, I mean, you have like Mirror in America and all these books to bring back to your desk.
That's work.
That's
Around
work.
here, that counts as work.
It does,
So.
yeah. It's a very hard life here. And so I guess we will say goodbye. And thank you all for watching.
Thanks.